அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய பணிவான வணக்கங்களை சொல்லிக் கொள்கின்றேன். I am very happy to share with you some of my thoughts about Dr. Nagasamy. And I am thankful to my friend Guru Murthy who has given me this opportunity. There is so much to say about that iconic man. But within the limited time given, it's not possible to say everything. But God has been kind to us, and to him even, because he has spared him to be with us for more than 90 long years. And his whole life was dedicated for his passion to know the past. And he was never content in knowing it in a superfluous way. He went into deep anything he wanted to probe into. And the credibility of his findings were such that his was the last word in India. When Dr. Nagasamy has said something, then nobody dare question it, because he was so very dispassionate. That's the beauty of him. He never had any bias towards anything. He helped us to know our past. And his only preoccupation in life was to go deeper and deeper and get to know more. His interest was not confined to archaeology alone. He wanted to know the culture. More than that, the values that sustain the culture. The Bharatiya tradition fascinated him a lot, and he was very proud of it. And he made us also very proud about it. How much of research he has done. Even in spite of his age and health, he traveled extensively and went and saw things for himself and recorded everything. As a nation, friends, we are very poor in documenting anything. Nations who do not have anything much to boast of have recorded everything and make it look as though it's something great. But here in this blessed land, whichever side you look to, there's something great. But we have always been extremely complacent in documenting our past. And that has always made Dr. Nagasamy very sad about it. In fact, the real tribute we can pay to this great man is for us to develop that interest to know the past. Somehow we are very casual about it. Here and there we do have some people, but there should be more. Particularly the youngsters should take pride in knowing their past. As far as Dr. Nagasamy is concerned, he traveled not only extensively, saw things and documented, he loved to give lectures. And thereby he kindled an interest in his listeners to develop this interest of knowing the past. How many youngsters were benefited by his association? Innumerable people, all over India, I would say. Dr. Nagasamy is not you can't limit him to a small region or a language or a culture. The entire Bharatiya culture owes a lot to him. In fact, I had the privilege to launch a book of his, could be one of his last book, I think, where he talks about the contribution of the Aryan culture, Aryan wisdom to the Dravidiya culture. And there I spoke like this. I said, every region had something to contribute. And the sum total of all this is the Bharatiya culture. And after I spoke and I came and sat next to him in the dais, he whispered into my ears, I totally agree with what you say. No single culture or region should take undue pride of anything. Even a tribal culture has contributed something immensely to the Bharatiya culture. This is what he had to say. And I had an excellent rapport with him. My relationship with him dates back to decades, I would say. In fact, when we documented our own family history, the Vanavarayar dynasty, he was the one who gave a foreword to it. And he spoke very highly about it. From then on, my association with him continued till the very end, I would say. And he had very big plans. He had very big plans. He was never content with what we have unearthed. In fact, he felt there's a lot more to study about this great land of ours. And he did his best. Now he is gone. Now we have a responsibility to pursue that and involve ourselves in the research, the kind of research he did, and try to bring out the maximum about this country. As I told you, India is a country with a great past. There is no culture or tradition on earth which can match this. But sadly, we have not documented anything. We have not told our own people. Our people get enamored by the economic development of the Western countries and the science and research. True, they are all great, and we have to learn a lot from them. But at the same time, they have a lot to learn from us. We don't have a museum of world class anywhere in India. In fact, every region should have a museum to tell about its own culture, the local culture. These are all things we need to do. Today, India is slowly emerging as a developing nation. We are a power to reckon with in the world. Now we have the resources. Resource is not a problem, but we must have a passion for history and culture. And this is not only the government to do. Here I want to make this very clear. It's not just for a government to do. Every one of us have a responsibility to record our past. Every family, for that matter, should know its roots. So this is what I think we need to take a pledge today in the name of that great man. But I can tell you one thing, friends. When we will get another Nagasamy, God alone knows. God alone knows. He had his only preoccupation whole life was just to know the past. He lived a very simple life, a very humble person, a very humane person. Never he boasted of anything. He never went around saying, I know everything, mine is the last word. Nothing of that kind. He had the humility to listen and learn. And if there's anything unique in it, he will take it. And as I told you, when we wrote a book about our own family, in that he has written. He has appreciated the author for the research he has done, and he even said that that book should be brought out in English. So his only passion was India should know its history, its tradition, unbiased, and it should derive a lot of pride out of it and build it further up and make it known as a world power. This was the dream of that great man, and now let us salute this great man for all that he has done. As I told you, God alone knows when we'll have another Nagasamy. But the archaeological department and people involved in research will always hold him in high esteem and draw inspiration for him. So this is what I have to say. All we can pray to God is for that great soul to rest in peace, and in the process imbibe in us an interest to know the past. This is what I have to say. Thank you very much.